Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am going to be doing a video on how I moved to LA at 18, and I'm really excited to share these tips because I get to help you make your move too. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I'll be switching the positions for you. In the kitchen and I'm in the bedroom. I'm in need of lift, they say I'm jumping through holes. I'm out of love and feeling nothing I wouldn't do, but I won't do. Get it? So I have my laptop right here because I wrote down or typed up some notes just so I won't ramble and go off topic. So this should help keep me on track. So the first thing that I did was make a plan. So like when, where, how, or something. Just a plan would be way better than not having a plan. So for like when, set a deadline for yourself as far as a date or a month or what year you want to move. So like even if you want to move, let's say June 2023, that's better than not having anything, because having a deadline for yourself, you would know when to start budgeting and it will keep you on track and motivated versus not having a deadline. Because if you don't have one, you'll just be like, I'll move someday, just not sure when, but I'll move. But if you have a deadline, you'll be like, well, I gotta be gone by this day, and it will start helping you plan like, well, if I'm leaving in June, I need to start looking for apartments in January. I don't know, I'm just saying stuff. I need to start looking for apartments in January, and I need to save this much per month or per check to reach this deadline. Or I need to start looking for cars so I can have transportation out there around this day. You know, just something like that. Having a deadline will help you start to plan everything else, and everything will fall in line with each other versus not having a deadline. So like even if you aren't sure what day or month or year, just set something for yourself, because it's still, you will still be a lot farther than you would be if you didn't have a deadline. So another thing that you want to look at is where. So you just want to plan out what area you want to live at, so that way you can go on like apartments.com or Zillow or something and look at apartments or houses in that area and see if it's like in your price range, because of course different areas have different prices. And then also you want to call around, because a lot of apartments require you to make a certain income per month. So you have to make like 2.5 or 3 times the rent per month, depending on the apartment or the area you live in. So you just always want to call around, make sure the places is in your budget, and then do research on the area. Make sure, is it safe? Is it walkable from your favorite things that you go to if you don't have reliable transportation? Or if it's like close to work, if you want it to be close. So just things like that is what you want to look out for. So make sure you get the good area and like do a street view. Make sure, you know, there's not a lot of homeless people around or something, because a lot of areas have like tons of homeless people on the street. So it's all up to you if you want to, you know, be around that or not. So always just do research on the areas and the apartments and history, because I know when I was doing research on apartments, I was looking up reviews on certain apartments, and some was saying it was like a roach infestation, and I'm just like, and some of them said, not some, but another one said a man was shot there. So always do research. And I did a street view of this one apartment, because it was a really nice apartment. I did a street view, and like the whole street from like the corner, everything, it was tint all over the place, and like the street was trash. So I'm just like, no. So always do your research, especially since if you aren't in California, you can't like physically tour it. That's like the best way to tour it, is doing like street view or the virtual tour of the inside, and like I said, street view of the outside. So just things like that. Always do research and keep in mind of where you want to live and your price range. So the next thing you want to plan out is how are you going to get out here? Are you going to take a plane? Are you going to drive? Or are you going to take the Greyhound? I don't know. You just want to figure out how you're going to make it happen. Are you going to leave your stuff at home, or are you going to bring it out here with you? Are you going to get like a moving truck? You know, just want to plan out how. Now that is something you can plan a little later in the move, but for me, I just kind of like to think ahead. Like right now it's August and I could be taking a trip in June and I'm already planning everything out. I just like to be prepared, and also I get too excited and I start planning out everything. But you always want to be prepared, have a backup plan, because you know things happen. Life isn't fair, so things could always change. You know, like your plane could get delayed or it can get canceled out of nowhere, and then like the moving truck already came and took your stuff. Now you gotta go back home with nothing there. You know, just always have a backup plan. Let's not hope that happens, but I'm just saying, like, always have a backup plan as well. And you know, be prepared for anything, and also have money saved up separately from the move, because you always want to have emergency money for backup. You really don't want to be dipping into the money that you have saved, honestly, because that's for other reasons. You know, always have backup money as well. So it's really a lot to plan, but I believe you. So the next biggest thing is budget. You gotta budget yourself. You gotta stop yourself from spending a lot if you are a big spender, because that was me. I used to always go and buy some clothes, but I started to slow down. I stopped myself. I disciplined myself, and I made it happen. So it's possible, no matter how hard it is. It's possible. Okay, I quit. But yes, it's very possible. You can do it. Let's see. So what I had did, every time I got paid at work, I would leave myself $200. No matter how big or small the check was, I would leave myself $200 for me to spend freely, and everything else went straight towards my savings. Or sometimes I would even leave myself $100 or $150, because back home I lived with my parents, so I didn't have to pay rent. I didn't have a car note. I didn't have to go out and look for food or go out to eat and go shopping and stuff like that, because my parents had did all of that. My dad always cooked, so I was able to save a lot of money because I didn't have to spend a lot of money. The main thing, oh my gosh, the main reason, I'm gonna just go to bed, wake up, and hope I can speak again. Okay. The main thing that was taking my money was shopping. Go and get clothes and okay, let's try this again. So back home, I didn't have to worry about much. As I explained before, I had a lot of things that was already paid for. But you know, of course, I would still help out and try to offer some money and stuff like that. But you know, parents, a lot of times they don't want to take it. But I still offer and give it to them. But it's still like way cheaper versus living on your own, because then you gotta pay for rent, you gotta pay for food all by yourself and grocery shopping. And sometimes I'll get lazy and I'll just go out to eat, which can get very expensive. I gotta pay to park at work, and it's a lot of stuff, a lot of parking that you gotta pay for out here. Like even to go shopping, you gotta park in a parking garages, and it costs money. A lot of them would be like the first hour, first 30 minutes is free, but sometimes you lose track of time. But still, so yeah, my money is going in a lot of different directions now. So just always be prepared to spend money, of course. Anywhere in this world, you gotta be prepared to spend money. And always have extra money saved up, like aside from your California savings. You know, have other money saved up, because you always want to be prepared for unexpected events, because you never know what can happen. Life is full of surprises. So that's just, lastly, stay motivated. Like, you gotta stay motivated and stay positive. Like, you gotta see the good in everything, no matter how hard it is, or if it just seems like it's completely impossible. You gotta stay motivated. Stay strong up here, definitely. Because, like, I was moving in June, which I did move in June, but I was planning to move in like April or May and stuff like that. And well, the original plan was June, but I started looking at places in April and May because I'm like, I may go earlier. So I was looking, and all these places have like these certain requirements. And then coming from Ohio to California, you don't make as much as people out here because you know, they have to pay higher in California versus Ohio. So it just hard, and just like, oh my gosh, this seems impossible. And it was so many times where I'm just like, I'm never gonna move, am I? And I was just crying and hurt and just like, I give up. I might just stay here for another year. Like, I don't know what to do. It just, nothing is working, and it's so hard to find a place out here and that's a good place in a good area that's close to school and close to work. You know, it was really, really hard. And like, my mom, she was there for me and was helping me and just like, you can do it, it's okay. And like, we eventually found the place, thankfully, and I was still able to get out there before my deadline. Well, I was actually a little over my deadline. My deadline was to be out there before my birthday. So any day before June 5th, but I ended up not making it out there. It was a few days after my birthday, but it's okay because, you know, it was still the same month, same year, everything still worked out. So that's why I always say, you know, plan ahead and stay positive and keep a positive mindset, because I was just praying and I'm just like, okay, it will happen. I'm not getting this apartment or something for a certain reason. Maybe it's a good reason and stuff like that. You know, just look at the good in everything, and it will eventually happen. No matter if it seems like it never will, it eventually will. So just stay positive. You got this. You have reached the end of this video. But thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want any more tips, just, you know, leave it in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll make another video, or I'll reply in the comments, you know, giving more advice, because I have plenty of advice in my head, but, you know, I don't want to ramble so much and make everyone bored. So if you need anything or have any questions, leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to help. And also, I do want to say thank you. I don't know, just thank you for being you, you know? Have a good day and live your best life. And you got this. Like I said, stay positive. And if you do come to LA or something, you know, leave a little comment below. So anyways, have a good day. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let's go. Bye.